Welcome back to PLAYtheGAMEcentral. I hope you have been enjoying the surge of Alcatraz content we've had recently. We had the 6-minute behind the scenes kind of trailer thing yesterday. I think the single player team have done what looks to be a fantastic job with Alcatraz. And as you know, if you've been following us, we've given out lots of information about Alcatraz before any of this was released, and obviously the trailer yesterday proved everything we said to be true. So you know we are a reliable source. However, if you don't want to spoil it for yourself and you don't want to know, then I suggest you don't watch the video. Kind of simple as that, really. Now, there has been a lot of talk about Purgatory. There's been lots of theories about it, but I'm here today to tell you about it and hopefully explain what it does. Because it is a little bit confusing, and when you watch the trailer it looks amazing, but they don't really explain it in any way. So I'm here to hopefully explain it the best I can and inform you guys on how it works, so when Alcatraz does come out you kind of know a bit more about the map and a bit more what you're doing. Obviously, if you want to keep it a surprise, now would be a great time to leave and skip this video. So if you've been following us, you know we said that there's not going to be any quick revive. Now I know a lot of people got quite mad and were like, well, how can they take out quick revive? That's one of the original 4 perks, you know, that's so important. What about single player? Well, Purgatory for Alcatraz is going to be replacing the kind of quick revive system. Purgatory is extremely important to Alcatraz. Not only is it extremely important to the gameplay, it's extremely important to the story. And quick revive just didn't fit in with that, and basically we have Purgatory replacing it this time round. So now I'm going to try and do my best to actually explain this in a way that's easy to understand, because I know when I first heard about it I was a bit confused as to how it worked and some of the details. It's a really big change and sounds very OP and very exploitable. So I'm going to kind of cover it simply at first, and then I'm going to go into a bit more of the details just after. Now, when you die on Alcatraz, you go into a ghost mode called Purgatory. Now, just before I explain it, I want to let you guys know that this has been changed a few times, and it may still be changed a little bit more before Alcatraz is fully released. However, the whole system basically stays the same, but it's probably just, you know, mainly balancing issues that they are fixing. So while the system will pretty much stay the same, things may act a little bit differently by the time it's released. But hopefully it stays the same. So I'm not wrong, but at the same time, if there's some balancing problems that they need to fix, they're going to need to do that. So let's jump into it. So on Alcatraz, when you die, you go into a ghost form. You would have seen it in the trailer. You just have the kind of glowy hands. And there's a number of interesting things that you can do while in this ghost form. Now, it acts very, very similar to Who's Who. However, this is a much better and much more interesting system. Now, when you die, you can go and revive yourself and get all your perks and guns back, which sounds very, very OP, but you have a set amount of charges. When you run out of charges, you go down and die like you normally would. So you start off with 1 charge, and then every round that you progress, you get another charge. In single play, you can have a maximum of 3 charges at any one time. I do believe it is uncapped for the co-op, however that may change. Now you may be thinking, wow, that sounds, you know, really OP. I mean, it's really easy to get to round 10, you know. What am I going to do with my charges? Well, there's some other interesting stuff that you can do while in Purgatory. Now, there is no main power switch in Alcatraz. You have to power the perk machines. So when you're in Purgatory, you'll see in the trailer you have this kind of ability to channel kind of energy. Kind of looks like lightning bolts kind of thing coming out your hands. Now you can either, you know, use that and power a perk, or Pack-a-Punch, or something else in the map, or you can kind of use your Purgatory powers in order to kind of teleport the zombies away. Maybe your teammates need some help, you can help them out a bit, or maybe you're downed, you need to kind of clear the area a bit for when you get up, you can kind of clear the way. Something to keep in mind is there is a limited amount of time. There'll be a little timer at the bottom when you're in Purgatory mode, and it'll show you how long you have left. And powering stuff up and you know, teleporting zombies diminishes this faster. So while at first this ability to go down, turn into a ghost, and then come and revive yourself, kind of like Who's Who, sounds quite OP at first, but then you realise that you have to try and balance that with powering perks and machines and stuff, and then suddenly it kind of starts to balance itself out a bit. Now if you were watching carefully, you would have seen that while you're in Purgatory there's sometimes like holes in the wall, and then there's stuff like hidden behind which you have to power. That is stuff that you only see in Purgatory. If you look around the map, there'll be writing on the walls giving you hints to where you can find these power boxes. Also, you may have heard us say about the Golden Gate Bridge. You build a plane, you fly to the Golden Gate Bridge where you get the pack punch, but once you're at the Golden Gate Bridge, how do you get back? Well, you can't use the plane. Now if you were watching, you probably would have seen the 4 electric chairs. It's kind of like I think it's either a concept art or a 3D model of it, but you definitely saw 4 electric chairs. To leave the Golden Gate Bridge, you have to kill yourself, and you use the electric chairs to come back to Alcatraz Island, and that's kind of where there's a bit of a loop. You escape, then you realise that you're in no better situation, and then you come back to Alcatraz, and you're kind of stuck in this loop. And it's really awesome because, it kind of is quite similar to Who's Who, but I know when I played Die Rise and I got Who's Who, I was expecting so much more. I was expecting, it to be related to maybe the Easter egg, just some cool stuff that I maybe could have done in Who's Who, and then I was very disappointed with what it actually turned out to be. However, with Purgatory, the single player team have done a fantastic job in actually making it an important part of the game. And obviously you're going to have to make the tactical decision of, when to kill yourself and when to save up those charges. I cannot wait to play Alcatraz. I think it looks fantastic. I hope I've explained that well. Just to go over it one more time, if any of you didn't quite understand me, I understand it's a bit complicated and a bit confusing. But when you die, you go into ghost mode. Now while you're in ghost mode, you can power things, or you can revive yourself, or you can kind of attack the zombies. If you don't revive yourself in a set amount of time, you will die out like you would in a normal game. If you don't have any charges, and you get downed, you'll die in the normal way. And to get charges, you have to progress rounds. So every round you pass, you'll get another charge. But there's a maximum amount of charges that you can get, so in solo, you can only get 3 at once. That will stop you from just stacking up loads at the beginning. You have to use them to buy perks and to kind of progress in the map. And I think it's really cool that they're kind of really changing up the game quite a lot. I cannot wait to play it myself. I think Alcatraz looks fantastic. It's going to be brilliant. I want to know what you guys think about this new perk, or if you have any questions about how it works. Maybe I missed something. I know I'm not always the best at explaining stuff, and it is quite a big change, but it does look really interesting and a lot of fun. I cannot wait. I hope I have explained that well. If you missed the 6-minute behind the scenes trailer, I advise you go back a few videos. It's on our channel. Ben has also got a breakdown and a whole bunch of other videos going into more specific details of certain stuff to come with Alcatraz. Obviously, if you want to keep it a surprise, then maybe you want to give some of them a miss, but I advise you go check them out and be in the know and be the first people to know about Alcatraz and be able to jump into the game and kind of know what you're doing a bit. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.